Today we are bringing you the ultimate guide to the best places to move to and retire in South America, compiled by a South American, myself, and a team of South American collaborators. We have taken over 4 years of research and packed it into one easy-to-follow video. You'll discover 34 cities across 6 countries offering a high quality of life, long life expectancy, friendly communities, and a cost of living less than half of what you would pay in the US or England. Let's get started with... Imagine living in a country where $950 a month gets you a cozy apartment in a green, pleasant, and safe neighborhood, delicious meals and desserts at local restaurants, and covers all your basic expenses. No, this isn't some remote village with poor infrastructure, but a mid-sized city in a nation more developed than some European countries. While the average American spends $3,189 per month on living expenses, expats in these cities enjoy a comparable or better lifestyle for less than 1/3 of this value, a 70% reduction in your cost of living. I'm talking about Argentina. Moving to Argentina was very trendy in 1945, but recently came back to fashion. But is Argentina really safe? What about the economic instability? How difficult is for an American or British to live there? These are questions I get asked when I say that Argentina is becoming a top destination for retirement. Today I'm breaking down exactly how you can live comfortably on less than $950 per month in 3 stunning Argentinian cities that offer not just affordability, but safety, sunshine, and a quality of life that rivals many Western countries. The best one of them is very close to the city I used to live. If you are looking to retire early, live abroad more affordably, and with a better quality of life, you'll want to see these hidden gems. We start with Córdoba, a city where the residents are proud of their local traditions, including their remarkably unusual accent. Even fluent Spanish speakers like me may find some elements of the Cordobese dialect challenging to understand. But since I lived in Chile, I don't find the Cordobese accent that ugly. I have seen worse. The city has beautiful colonial architecture and serves as the heartland of Argentina, approximately 700 kilometers northwest of Buenos Aires. The climate in Córdoba has hot and wet summers perfect for outdoor activities and mild, dry winters that are comfortable for daily life. Healthcare in Córdoba is robust, with a public system providing free healthcare, but wait times can be long. The private sector, however, is highly regarded and offers quicker access suitable for expats seeking prompt medical attention. Private insurance costs from $100 per month, depending on coverage. The city's infrastructure includes Ingeniero Taravella Airport, 9 kilometers from the center. It's Argentina's 3rd busiest airport, connecting to numerous domestic and international destinations, such as Madrid. Living in Córdoba is very economical. A meal at a fancy restaurant such as San Pietro costs about $25. Monthly groceries for 2 people are around $360, covering essentials like milk, $1.5 per liter, bread, and chicken. Utility bills include electricity, water, and gas for a standard apartment and are approximately $118 per month. Without considering rent, you can live in Córdoba with just $548. Even with rent, your costs would still be far below $1,000. Considering everything, Córdoba is 45% cheaper than Chicago, with the extra benefit that it's much, much safer than Chicago. This is what a local told us. Open quote, "It's a small city compared to Buenos Aires, but it's one of the most developed in our country. About safety, just use common sense. Don't walk alone in shady areas at night, don't leave phones in public places, etc. You don't have to fear for your life on every street you walk. If you live in the city center, expect construction sites slowing down the traffic." End quote. In fact, one of the most constant tips I hear from locals is that for an expat retiree, it's better to live in the villages surrounding Córdoba than in Córdoba itself. And when I checked where you can live there, and for which price, it looked very good. It's possible to find homes in quieter villages surrounding the city for well under $100,000. One example is a property in Villa Carlos Paz, a town near Córdoba. This particular home, priced at just $95,000, offers 170 square meters, more than 1,800 square feet of space, and includes a swimming pool with a panoramic view. And by the way, if you're watching this video, you may be planning to move abroad to live better, save money, and cut taxes. I've written 3 top-rated Amazon books on living abroad. Get them via the link in the comment or in the description. The next Argentinian place is also a seaside city, Necochea. Necochea is located on Argentina's Atlantic coast, approximately 530 kilometers south of Buenos Aires. It has a population of about 8,517 people, making it a medium-sized coastal community. There are many upsides of living in such a small city. I will tell you about that in a few seconds, but healthcare is probably the biggest downside. Necochea has a public hospital, but for specialized treatment, residents may need to travel to larger cities like Mar del Plata or Buenos Aires. Another point is that for international travel, you need to drive or take a bus to Buenos Aires. And by the way, I already talked about Buenos Aires in another video. The link for it is in the comment section. Having said all that, time to mention about the positive points of this beautiful city. Splendid beaches and a relaxed coastal lifestyle provide a peaceful retirement setting. The climate is temperate oceanic, with warm summers and mild winters averaging 14.8 Celsius annually, perfect for outdoor activities. The city's relaxed pace and friendly community make it welcoming for expats. But the best of all, the cost of living in Necochea is notably low. Without including rent, a person can live there for less than $500 per month. Including rent, this value would still be below $1,000, since you can rent an entire detached house for 450,000 Argentinian pesos. This means less than $430. Just remember that in a smaller city like Necochea, not many people will speak English, so you must learn some Spanish. But don't worry, in the comment section I left a link for an amazing method that I used to learn multiple languages, so check it later. The third city in our top 3 is probably one that you already heard about. But before I review it, I would like to ask a small favor. If you enjoyed this episode, please hit the like and subscribe buttons. This is really important for us. The final name on our list, and one of the best places to retire in Argentina, is Mendoza. This city is the capital of the province of the same name, located in the Cuyo region of Argentina, approximately 1,000 kilometers south of Buenos Aires. This positioning places it in the western part of the country, very close to Chile, where I used to live, and at the base of the Andes Mountains, making it a gateway to some of South America's most spectacular scenery, including Aconcagua, the highest peak in the Americas. According to recent estimates, the city has a population of around 120,000 people, while the greater metropolitan area, including surrounding regions, encompasses approximately 900,000 inhabitants, making it a significant urban center. But Mendoza, in many ways, does not look like a large and noisy metropolitan area with almost 1 million people. It's very green, with many trees and parks. The location, nestled between the Andes and fertile valleys, supported a diverse economy with tourism, wine production, and agriculture playing key roles. Mendoza has a climate somehow similar to what you find in Mediterranean regions, characterized by hot, dry summers and cool, dry winters with minimal rainfall. Healthcare in Mendoza is provided through both public and private sectors. The public system has facilities like the Hospital Central de Mendoza, but wait times can be lengthy. For quicker access or higher quality care, private hospitals and clinics are available to ensure prompt medical attention. Medical insurance providers like OSDE and Swiss Medical have plans starting at $50 to $100 per month. Rain occurs mostly in the summer months, which is sufficient for the region's irrigation-based agriculture, particularly its world-famous wine production. The main airport serving Mendoza is Governor Francisco Gabriel International Airport, just 10 kilometers from the city center. It offers flights to numerous domestic destinations, as well as international flights to cities like Santiago, São Paulo, and Lima. Now let's talk about the best part, the cost of living to live in the Argentinian Napa Valley. Yes, the comparison with California makes sense when you consider the weather, the wines, and the beauty of the mountains. But the prices couldn't be more different. Mendoza is 63% cheaper than San Francisco. The average monthly cost for one person to live there, not including rent and healthcare, is less than $300. Now let's take a look at homes available both to rent and to sell, and you will be surprised. You can rent an apartment in one of the best neighborhoods in the city, close to the Parque General San Martín, for just $480, and with a spectacular view. In other parts of the city, you can find even cheaper apartments, like this one in the Calle 9 de Julio, for just $340. This is less than the monthly price of a parking spot in large American cities. Now let's say you want to buy a home and your budget is half the price of a home in Phoenix, Arizona, meaning $206,000. What can you buy in Mendoza and its surroundings with this value? You can buy a 265 square meter house. This is almost 3,000 square feet, with an elegant living room with a fireplace, for just $155,000. For comparison, this tiny house in Chicago costs more than that, and it's much smaller and in a much more violent place. So the choice is quite obvious for me. What about you? Tell me in the comment section. Now, one thing that many people ask is which one is better, Argentina or Uruguay? What if I told you there is a country that will not tax your foreign income for 11 straight years? It's one of the 3 most developed countries in Latin America, celebrated for its economic and social stability, and it has world-class beaches that are not overrun with tourists. Despite all these advantages, it's 56% cheaper than living in a similar place in the US. Imagine waking up each day knowing your retirement is secure, your healthcare is affordable, and you're part of a welcoming expat community. I helped hundreds of expats to decide about their next country. And while countries like Costa Rica always dominated the headlines of the best places to retire, lately Uruguay has quietly soared with glowing reviews from satisfied expats. I reached to many of them, and with the help of data, I will give you today the 5 best places to move to and retire in Uruguay. These 5 cities are quite distinct among themselves. One city scored a perfect 10 for beaches, another costs 60% less than you would expect, and has thermal hot springs that locals swear it increases longevity. To rank the best cities in Uruguay, I consider the essential factors that matters for you. Some people care more about beaches, others about healthcare, and some just want the cheapest rent possible. So I created a scoring system that considers the 6 factors that matters most to retirees moving abroad. Each factor gets scored from 0 to 10, where 0 means poor and 10 means excellent. Then I add up all the scores to get the final ranking for each city. Infrastructure gets the score on internet speed, roads, and general city development. Nobody wants to feel like they are living the Stone Age when they move abroad. Connectivity to Montevideo matters because that's where the international airport is, and where you'll find the best medical specialists if you need serious healthcare. Weather gets evaluated on year-round temperature and rainfall patterns. Uruguay can surprise you here. It's not always sunny like many people expect from South America. Healthcare looks at both public and private options available to expats with residency status. Coast and beach access matters because most people moving to Uruguay want to enjoy that famous coastline. And finally, the cost of living, because housing costs alone can vary by 310% between cities, making this factor crucial for budget planning. And we start with the 50 best city to retire in Uruguay, which is Salto. Here some locals believe the water can help you live longer, and that might make sense. Salto, Uruguay's 2nd largest city, sits in the northwest along the Uruguay River, and it's famous for something most people don't expect in South America: thermal hot springs that have been attracting visitors for decades. The Termas del Daimán and Aquamania Water Park offer more than just relaxation. These natural hot springs provide therapeutic benefits, and the water contains lithium, sodium, and other minerals that many believe promote health and longevity. Beyond that, what makes Salto interesting for retirees is that it just got a major infrastructure upgrade. The Salto International Airport in Nueva Desperides opened in 2024 with a brand new passenger terminal, and the runway received upgrades to meet international standards. Plus, 5G internet reached the city in September 2023, with mobile speeds hitting 149 megabytes per second. The city features well-maintained roads, modern shopping centers, and all the amenities you would expect from Uruguay's 2nd largest urban area. The downside? You are completely inland, so no ocean beaches. If your retirement dream includes morning walks on the sand and ocean breezes, Salto won't deliver. Connectivity to Montevideo presents another challenge. Bus travel or driving to the capital takes anything from 6 to 8 hours. Flights to Montevideo take about 2 hours, but only run twice a week, operated by the airline Paranair. That limited schedule means you need to plan trips to the capital well in advance, but at least the flights are not that expensive and I found tickets for less than $100. Housing costs are the lowest of all 5 cities we are covering today. One bedroom apartment rent for just $237 to $447 per month, earning Salto the best cost of living score at 8 out of 10. That's a difference of hundreds of dollars compared to coastal cities. You can rent a nice apartment in Salto for what you would pay for a small room elsewhere in Uruguay. The low housing costs extend to purchasing property too. Houses that would cost $200,000 in coastal areas sell for $80,000 to $100,000 in Salto. Healthcare in Salto includes both public and private options, and it's quite average. The local hospital offers basic care, but serious conditions may require a trip to Montevideo for specialized treatment. Private health insurance, costing from $150 per month onwards, covers most emergencies and hospitalization. Talking about weather, it stays mild for most of the year, with summer temperatures reaching 28 degrees Celsius and winter lows around 8 degrees. Rain falls evenly through the year without extreme wet or dry season. Salto scored 41 out of 60 points overall, ranking 50 on our list. The combination of extremely low costs and modern infrastructure makes it appealing for budget-focused retirees who don't mind being inland. The next city is the 4th best to live in Uruguay, and if you ever travel to Buenos Aires, you might be familiar with it. Oh, before I forget, tell me in the comment section which next country you would like me to cover next. 4th, Colonia del Sacramento. I started the section about the city with what a local told me about Colonia del Sacramento. Open quote. I am from Colonia, and my wife moved here from Montevideo 9 years ago and have not returned. The peace and quiet here is very beneficial. Rents are cheaper than Montevideo, and life is even cheaper. Everything is closer than in Montevideo. End quote. But Colonia del Sacramento is not just another pretty quiet town. It's Uruguay's window to the past and future at the same time. Walk through the historic quarter and you step on cobblestone streets that have been there for centuries. The colonial architecture tells stories of Portuguese and Spanish settlers who built this place in 1680. UNESCO recognized this area as a World Heritage Site, and tourists come from around the world to see these historic buildings. The historic quarter attracts tourists worldwide with its old lighthouse and colonial churches. Meanwhile, new development projects are transforming the city. You can enjoy morning coffee in a 300-year-old building and have afternoon meetings in modern facilities built for the digital economy. The Plus Colonia project is creating a 515-hectare smart eco-city designed to be a hub for the knowledge-based economy. This massive development covers an area larger than 500 football fields. The project intends to turn Colonia del Sacramento into a connection between Buenos Aires and the Uruguayan capital, Montevideo. Talking about connectivity, of all the cities in this list, Colonia is the closest to the Argentinian capital. Take a ferry and arrive in Buenos Aires in 75 minutes, or drive to Montevideo in about 2.5 hours. Imagine having Buenos Aires as your weekend destination for theater, shopping, and dining. There are also frequent buses to Montevideo. It takes 2 hours and 15 minutes and costs between $11 to $17. The Rio de la Plata provides riverfront beaches, though they are not quite the same as ocean beaches. Playa Ferrando and Playa del Puerto offer calm waters perfect for swimming and relaxing. The Rambla Costanera runs along the waterfront, giving you a perfect spot for evening walks with river views. Housing costs sit in the middle range. A one-bedroom apartment runs $290 to $842 per month. Two-bedroom apartments or houses range from $342 to $1,184 per month. Properties in the historic quarter cost more due to tourist demand and UNESCO protections. Colonia scored 44 out of 60 points overall, ranking 4th on our list. It didn't perform either bad or spectacular in any category. And before jumping to the next city, if you enjoy our videos with data-based comparisons and the opinions from locals, please remember to click the like and subscribe button. It's really important for us. 3rd place, Piriápolis. Piriápolis blends charming Belle Époque architecture with modern coastal living inspired by Francisco Piria early 19th visions of an ideal seaside retreat. I would say that Piriápolis is for Uruguay what Necochea is for Argentina, albeit Piriápolis is much smaller than Necochea. In both cases, they are relatively small cities that are a huge success for its beaches and relaxed atmosphere. For retirees, Piriápolis offers a high-quality coastal lifestyle at an affordable price. You enjoy stunning beaches, a lively boardwalk, vibrant coastal culture, and excellent infrastructure, all without breaking your retirement budget. The town is located in the way between Montevideo and another major Uruguayan city, Maldonado. Hourly buses and a 1 hour 32-minute trip link you to Montevideo. Playa de Piriápolis protected bay yields, calm waters, and soft sands. One of Uruguay's top beach experiences, scored 9 out of 10. Temperatures hover between 15 to 30 Celsius year-round, with pleasant shoulder seasons ideal for beach strolls. The temperate coastal environment means you get warm summers without extreme heat and mild winters that rarely require heavy heating. Housing costs more than inland cities, but less than Punta del Este. One-bedroom apartment range from approximately $374 to $776 per month for annual rentals, while two-bedroom apartments or houses cost approximately $526 to $1,079 per month. Healthcare includes some local private and public clinics, but it relies on the proximity to the city of Maldonado for specialists. Piriápolis performed very well in connectivity and beaches, but worse in healthcare and cost of living. Piriápolis tied for second place with a total score of 47 out of 60 points, making it one of Uruguay's top retirement destinations for those wanting coastal elegance at reasonable prices. But what if convenience matters more than architectural charm? Our next destination is for you, but before we review it, I have some really good news. My Expat Wealth and Lifestyle Compass, valued at $134, is yours free for a limited time. Receive our 74-page analysis of affordable cities in Spain, Italy, and France, our guide for zero-income tax countries that can save you up to $19,422, and the checklist that prevents costly mistakes. Don't let your chances go away. Scan this QR code now and join us for free. Second place, Atlántida. Of all the cities in this ranking, this is the closest to the capital. Atlántida. There you can catch a bus to Montevideo every 10 minutes, arriving in just over an hour. That's exactly what makes this resort town special. It sits along the Canelones coast, perfectly positioned between beach living and urban access. It's a traditional Uruguayan beach destination and draws families seeking affordable seaside vacations. The real appeal here is affordability combined with connectivity to the capital. The transportation system works like clockwork. Multiple bus operators, including Copsa, provide buses every 10 minutes for $4 to $6, taking around 1 hour and 11 minutes, while driving takes around 45 minutes. That's a perfect 10 out of 10 connectivity score. You get the best of both worlds, peaceful beach living with metropolitan convenience. The beaches are in a family-friendly, lightly developed coastline that earned an 8 out of 10 rating for that classic resort town feel. Housing is surprisingly affordable. In Atlántida, you can find a 3-bedroom house available for 36,000 Uruguayan pesos per month. This is the equivalent to $864. Local clinics in Atlántida offer basic care, but good hospitals in Montevideo are only an hour away. This is what a local told us about Atlántida. Open quote. The quality of life is better, more peaceful, with cleaner air, and less of the typical general pollution of Montevideo. Atlántida is primarily a resort area, so outside the season, the number of people there drops drastically, but increases slightly on weekends. End quote. Atlántida ranks high for retirees seeking convenience with affordable seaside living and easy access to city amenities. And Atlántida performed decently in every factor except infrastructure. Remember, it's a 6,000 people town after all. But what if you are willing to pay more for the absolute pinnacle of coastal luxury? Maldonado. Topping our list is Maldonado, anchored by Punta del Este world-class beaches and luxury amenities. This is not just Uruguay's premier retirement destination, it might be one of South America's best. This is how a resident described the city for us. Open quote. Maldonado is a very good place to live. There is little insecurity, cool events, and some of the best beaches in Uruguay. On the other hand, it's more expensive to live here than the average of Uruguay. so come if your salary allows it." End quote. The coastline here gives you incredible variety. Surf Brava's Atlantic swells or relax in Mansa's calm waters, both free and maintained at resort standards. The sand quality, water cleanliness, and beach maintenance standards match what you'd find at expensive private resorts anywhere else in the world. Infrastructure is top-notch with the World Trade Center Free Zone completing construction in 2025, bringing year-round economic activity. This development extends Punta del Este tourist season beyond the traditional summer months, creating a more stable local economy. Frequent buses every 20 minutes link you to Montevideo for under $14 with comfort and flexibility in a trip that takes a bit over 2 hours. This frequent, affordable connectivity means you never feel isolated from the capital services, international airport, or specialized medical care. Healthcare coverage is very broad, with the public hospital Dr. Elbia Rivera Moreno offering emergency care and private mutualista options at around $250 per month with concierge service. Asistencia Médica offers major private healthcare facilities right in Punta del Este, giving you access to quality care without traveling to Montevideo. But the catch: after Montevideo, this is Uruguay's most expensive area. Still, it's cheaper than any beachfront city in Florida. A one-bedroom apartment in Punta del Este with a sea view goes for $550 per month, with rental prices reflecting the quality of life and amenities available. But if you don't mind not having a sea view and living a few more blocks away from the beach, you can find options below $400. You get the same world-class coastline and connectivity at lower prices if you are willing to live a bit inland from the main resort areas. The warm weather, restaurants, cultural events, and international community creates an active social environment year-round. Summers are warm but not oppressive, while winters remain mild enough for outdoor activities. Despite higher living costs, Maldonado's premium lifestyle and service quality make it Uruguay's top retirement pick. The combination of beautiful beaches, excellent infrastructure, reliable healthcare, and good weather creates a retirement experience that is hard to match anywhere else in South America. Stop! Before you reject Brazil as too dangerous for retirement, watch this. 5 cities, safer than where you live right now and with less crime than an American suburb, with healthcare that rivals European standards, and your entire monthly budget stays under $1,000. Today will completely shatter every stereotype about Brazil, the country where I came from. And that idea might sound weird because not long ago I warned all of you to not retire in Brazil. The crime statistics, the healthcare concerns, the language barrier, it all seemed too risky. But the 5 cities you will discover today, they are exceptions. They offer everything retirees want. Safety, excellent healthcare, and great quality of life for prices so low you will not believe the numbers. One of them even is known as the Magic Island. These are not tourist traps or remote villages. They are sophisticated cities with thriving expat communities that most people completely ignore. Among the 5,571 cities in Brazil, I selected these 5 based on 6 crucial factors that matters the most to retirees: safety, healthcare, cost of living, connectivity, community, and quality of life. We start with a city that you probably never heard about, and you will not believe how stunning it looks. 50th place, São Sebastião, state of São Paulo. São Sebastião is on São Paulo's north coast and has a population of 90,000 residents. It has long stretches of splendid beaches, mountains covering Atlantic rainforest, and colonial buildings. The Maresias district alone attracts visitors from across South America for surfing competitions and beach culture. Also, the city, due to its location in the northern coast of São Paulo state, is not far from Rio. In fact, it's the closest city to Rio in this list. And no, there are no cities from Rio in this ranking, which will result in some angry comments from cariocas. But I have good reasons to not put Rio in this ranking. Back to São Sebastião. There the weather stays comfortable year-round, with summers hitting 31.1 on average and winters rarely dropping below 15 Celsius. Your monthly budget of $1,000 goes far. A decent ocean view rental costs around $450 to $600 per month. Local meals are $5 to $8 and transportation costs are low. And by the way, every time I mention the price of local meals, I'm talking about simple neighborhood restaurants, not fancy stuff. Here's a curiosity. In a city close to São Sebastião called Bertioga, the Nazi doctor Josef Mengele died drowned in the sea after living a secret life under the name of Wolfgang Gehalt. One of the downsides of São Sebastião is that international travel requires serious planning. The nearest international airport, Guarulhos, is 180 kilometers away in São Paulo. Healthcare centers around Hospital das Clínicas de São Sebastião, which handles basic needs, but for complex treatments, residents need to go to São José dos Campos or São Paulo. In terms of safety, it scores decently, and it's considered a safe city by Brazilian standards, being also the safest in the region of São Paulo North Coast. There are sporadic cases of armed robberies and home invasions, especially in tourist areas, but it's not widespread. However, most incidents target people perceived as wealthy during peak tourist months of December and January. Crime typically focuses on tourist areas where visitors display expensive jewelry or electronics. Overall, São Sebastião's stunning location, good safety indicators, and affordable living costs might compensate the connectivity challenges and the problems with being a relatively small city. Not a bad deal. The next city is larger, and talking about large cities, I'm considering covering other large cities in South America, since I am South America myself, and I need your help to decide which one, so tell me in the comment section which large cities you want to know more about. Fourth place, Joinville, state of Santa Catarina. Joinville blends German efficiency with Brazilian friendliness. Walk through the city center and you will notice the difference immediately. Street signs appear in perfect condition, and public spaces stay clean and well maintained. Santa Catarina's largest city, with a population of 650,000 residents, was built by German immigrants who brought their work ethic and love of order starting in 1851. Santa Catarina is the second safest state in Brazil, rivaling São Paulo for the lowest crime rates in the country. This safety record extends through Joinville, where violent crime stays remarkably low compared to other major Brazilian cities. Temperatures have very warm summers and cool winters. If there is one of the 7 factors where Joinville didn't make it very well, is the weather, and a local explained to us the reason the weather there might be complicated. Open quote, "Welcome to an excellent city with the most unpleasant weather. There are basically 2 climates, infernal heat and unstoppable rain, and both can occur simultaneously. The worst case I experienced was close to 90 days of uninterrupted rain. Yes, that's right, 24 hours of rain for almost 3 months. I didn't even know that was possible." End quote. On the other hand, the industrial presence means excellent infrastructure. Multinational corporations in automotive and tech have invested heavily there, creating reliable power grids, fast internet, and well-maintained roads. Joinville has its own airport, Lauro Carneiro de Loyola Airport, with multiple daily flights to São Paulo, making international travel much easier than coastal alternatives. Your $1,000 monthly budget benefits from this industrial economy with lower costs than tourist-focused cities. A nice one-bedroom apartment costs between $300 to $500 per month. Hospital Geral Joinville provides healthcare that meets international standards. The facility opened in April 2019 with 141 beds and 120 doctors on staff. There is also another high-quality institution, the Hospital Dona Helena, which figures among the best in Brazil. Joinville also has a growing number of expats, but one big attraction is that this city, and Santa Catarina state, has one of the highest levels of fluency in English in Brazil. The wet weather through the year and some neighborhood safety concerns keep Joinville at 4th place, but it's still a solid choice for retirees who want modern city amenities. And by the way, if you enjoy our database-based research-driven videos that you put a lot of work to do, I would be glad if you click on the like and subscribe button. It will be such a great help for us. 3rd place, São José dos Campos, state of São Paulo. São José dos Campos is Brazil's aerospace and technology hub and is located in one of the most developed subregions in the country. Unlike many tech hubs known for high costs and urban chaos, São José dos Campos offers a high quality of life with affordable prices. It ranks as the 7th largest city in São Paulo state with a population of 737,000 residents, but most foreigners have never heard of it. The city does not appear on tourist maps or retirement blogs that focus on beach destinations. Embraer, the third largest aircraft manufacturer in the world, has its headquarters there, as well as major aerospace companies choose this city for their Brazilian operations. Now you might be asking, why all this matters if we are talking about the best cities to retire? Well, this high-tech environment brought significant investments in infrastructure and safety. When multinational corporations invest billions in a city, they demand reliable power grids, fast internet, well-maintained roads, and effective security. The government responds by upgrading everything to international standards, so residents enjoy high-quality public services. In São José dos Campos, temperatures stay comfortable between 12 Celsius and 31 Celsius, with mild winters and summers that are not as hot as Rio, for example. The city is in a valley between the Serra do Mar mountain range at the south and east and the Serra da Mantiqueira mountain range at the north. This creates a milder climate than what you would expect in Brazil. Your $1,000 monthly budget works harder here because it's not a tourist destination. You pay prices geared toward residents. A one-bedroom apartment costs $350 to $550 per month. Meals in cheaper restaurants cost from $4 to $7, and you won't find tourist markups or inflated costs that plague beach cities. The Dutra Highway gives you exceptional connectivity to São Paulo and Rio de Janeiro by car, turning two of Brazil's major cities into day trip destinations. Additional highways like Ayrton Senna and Carvalho Pinto provide alternative routes to São Paulo. The Tamoios Road takes you to the North Coast beaches at Caraguatatuba and Ubatuba in just 84 kilometers. Regarding the abundance of green spaces, this is what a local told us, open quote, "It's the greenest city I have ever seen, and I love living here, mainly because it's close to everything, extremely well located," end quote. The healthcare infrastructure is also a major plus. The Hospital Regional de São José dos Campos is among the best evaluated public hospitals in the entire country and counts with 162 beds. Locals call this one of the best cities to live in Brazil, quality of life-wise, and definitely safer than São Paulo. Its safety profile is strong. São José dos Campos is the second safest city in Brazil, with a population between 500,000 and 1 million residents. The next city is famous for being a favorite among retirees and corrupt politicians. Second place, Atibaia, state of São Paulo. This cozy mountain town is just 6-7 kilometers from Brazil's largest airport, the Guarulhos International Airport, and it proves that quality of life, safety, and proximity to a huge metropolis can coexist in Brazil. This city sits perfectly positioned, close, but not too close, to the two most important cities in the state of São Paulo, Campinas and São Paulo. Atibaia calls itself the land of the strawberry. There is a strong focus on agrotourism and ecotourism, creating an economy based on its beautiful surroundings instead of heavy industry. But also Atibaia became famous because some politicians, using allegedly corrupt schemes, bought properties in this pleasant city to live. Corrupt politicians could have chosen anywhere in Brazil with their stolen money, but they picked Atibaia. That says something, right? The city has achieved an impressive safety record. It's among the third safest cities in Brazil. The homicide rate is just 6.7 per 100,000 residents per year, a number smaller than many US states like Pennsylvania, Illinois, or Virginia. By the way, Brazil has 27 states, and it's curious how the ranking of the safest cities in the country is dominated by São Paulo and Santa Catarina. 27 of the third safest cities in Brazil are in these two states. The climate in Atibaia rarely drops below 8 degrees or exceeds 34, ensuring a pleasant climate year-round. Summers can get muggy with frequent rain, but winters stay mostly clear with pleasant temperatures perfect for outdoor activities. Your $1,000 monthly budget stretches incredibly far because Atibaia is still considered a small to medium-sized city. A studio costs from $250 to $400 per month, and the location is perfect, small town tranquility with two large cities like Campinas and São Paulo relatively close, 1 hour and 1.5 hour away. Hospital Novo Atibaia provides comprehensive healthcare without the chaos of big city medical systems. The facility offers cardiology, general surgery, clinical medicine, neurology, oncology, and many other specialties. This extensive range reduces trips to São Paulo for healthcare. While there is an increasing number of expats interested in Atibaia, maybe this is the weakest point of the city, so speaking some Portuguese there is quite important. Other than that, Atibaia combines safety with unbeatable location and affordability. Time for the first place, the best city to live and retire in Brazil. Florianópolis, the capital of Santa Catarina, boasts Brazil's highest Human Development Index, HDI, at 0.847 among all capitals. This city offers a lifestyle comparable to European cities but at a fraction of the cost, combining excellent infrastructure, reliable services, and reasonable prices. Known as Magic Island, Florianópolis is home to 42 beaches, yet it's a modern city with a population of 576,000 people. Just minutes inland, you'll find shopping centers, universities, technology companies, and cultural venues. And the island geography helps preserve its unique character. The subtropical climate provides warm summers with comfortable ocean breezes and mild winter, although there are some colder days in the peak of winter but not below freezing. A monthly budget of $1,000 stretches far in Florianópolis. A one-bedroom apartment goes from as low as $400 per month in decent places like Canavieiras or Ingleses. This affordability is partially due to the city having a very well-developed offer of housing units, which helps stabilize prices. The city's private healthcare system is on par with European standards, featuring modern technology and English-speaking staff. Florianópolis maintains remarkably low crime rates for a capital city, with a homicide rate of 9.9 per 100,000 residents, the lowest among Brazilian capitals. The city also has a vibrant expat community and dedicated online forums like Gringos in Floripa and Floripa Digital Nomads. With its combination of safety, connectivity, high-quality healthcare, affordability, and a supportive community, Florianópolis stands out as a top-tier, all-around retirement destination in Brazil. If you are thinking about moving to or retiring South America, but worried about things like violence, political turmoil, or hyperinflation, you are right to worry about those things. And I tell that as a South American myself, but not every country in South America is on the edge of chaos or authoritarianism. No, there are some remarkably stable, safe, and prosperous places in South America. And all the best regions there are concentrated in a single country, a country I had the privilege of living in. However, if you are thinking about the capital of this country, think again, because today I will show you how good and cheap retirement in Chile can be. But not in Santiago. Instead, there are 7 Chilean cities where you can live comfortably for under $1,500 monthly. These are not just theoretical places. They are thriving communities where expats are enjoying spectacular views, good healthcare, and quality of life for less than half what they would spend in North America. They are also living longer and happier too. But first, let me explain exactly why the Chilean capital didn't make the list, or the case for not including Santiago. I live in Chilean capital. It's a beautiful city, very developed, and risking to anger some of my viewers, it even don't look like a typical South American city. Santiago is big, it's organized, has really good public transport, the streets are clean, and life in general is good. The time I spent there, I really enjoy it. So you might be asking, why I didn't include Santiago on this list then? For 2 reasons. The first is the cost of living. Santiago is expensive. In fact, it's one of the most expensive cities in South America. I doubt one could live comfortably there with just $1,500 per month. It's possible to survive and even have a decent life in some of the cheaper western districts of the city, but I would not call it a comfortable life. The second reason I would not put Santiago in this list is that it's just too big. The Chilean capital has almost 7 million residents, so it's 2 times bigger than Chicago or Houston. Such sheer size brings certain problems that are unavoidable, like traffic, especially when it rains heavily. It's not common to have heavy rain in Santiago, but when it happens, it took twice longer for me to go back home from work, for example. Another issue is the pollution. During winter, the air there is not the cleanest. Far from that. Santiago is a great city if you are a professional looking for a dynamic career or a student, but not for a retiree. In my opinion, such large cities are rarely the best places for retirees. They are good for people who want to make money, but not for those who want to enjoy the sunset with a cup of coffee. If you disagree and think large metropolises are a good idea for retirement, let me know why in the comment section. And tell me which big city would be a good option. I'm curious to know. So, with no further ado, let's start our top 7. 7th place, Puerto Varas, lakeside charm for less. With just 37,000 residents, Puerto Varas is a lakeside town in Chile, Los Lagos region, often referred to as the City of Roses for its distinct look. It's located at the side of the lake Llanquehui, with alpine views carrying a European charm that draw many in. You might assume a place with such appeal would drain your savings, but it's surprisingly affordable. Settling into this town means joining a friendly community where a one-bedroom apartment costs just $531 a month. A single retiree has monthly expenses other than rent around $791, including utilities at $60 for an average apartment, food expenses near $354, and transport at about $37, well within our $1,500 limit. Beyond the savings, your days could be filled with hiking trails, fishing along the lake, or embracing the calm pace of life. An interesting fact, Puerto Varas was founded by German settlers in the 19th century, and that influence remains visible in the architecture and local festivals. The town connects easily to Santiago via El Tepual Airport, just 20 kilometers away in Puerto Montt, with flights taking under 4 hours. Healthcare options like Clínica Puerto Varas are accessible with a new hospital under construction. A Chilean resident summed it up for us. Puerto Varas would be my first choice, highlighting its appeal. There are 2 downsides though. The first is that you should expect a lot of rain, especially outside the warm summer months from December to March, when winters get cold and snowy. The second is that in such a small town, differently than Santiago, not many people speak English, so I strongly recommend you to learn Spanish, which by the way is a very fun language to learn. In the comment section I left the link for a method I use to learn new language while having lots of fun. You can also check it by scanning this QR code, then you can try it for free, and if you subscribe, you get a 40% discount. And don't worry, using this method, you learn the neutral Spanish, not the Chilean accent. Nothing against the Chilean accent, but it's just very, very specific. Probably the most specific of all Spanish accents. 60th place, Concepción, urban life on a budget. Home to approximately 220,000 people, although these numbers might change, Concepción is a key industrial center in Chile's Biobío region, packed with universities, shopping malls, and cultural hotspots. These vibrant cities offer a lively urban experience that might align perfectly with your retirement goals. In this bustling place, a one-bedroom apartment rents for less than $450 a month, and up all your expenses. And a single retiree can live here for around $1,102 monthly, well under our budget. Concepción offers solid healthcare options, a major plus for retirees. The Dr. Guillermo Grante Benavente Regional Hospital, the largest in the area, provides a wide range of services. Both public and private clinics are available, ensuring your medical needs are covered. This modern city maintains that active city life feel many retirees still desire. The affordability extends beyond housing. Imagine embracing a relaxed university town atmosphere with theaters, events, and street art adding color to your daily life. The Universidad de Concepción, one of Chile's top schools, keep the vibe intellectual and engaging. Infrastructure here is robust. Carrier Sur International Airport connects you to Santiago in just over an hour, and buses take 5 to 7 hours for a cheaper ride. Concepción is relatively safe even during the night, despite some people saying that it's getting a bit more dangerous lately. As a local said, it's a university city with a chill vibe and plenty to do, safe downtown until late. That said, there is a downside to consider. As said before, safety can be a concern in bigger cities like this one, and some people reported that it's deteriorating. Petty crime, like theft, happens more often, especially in crowded spots. or at bus stops after 9 p.m., so staying alert is advisable. And by the way, if you're watching this video, you may be planning to move abroad to live better, save money, and cut taxes. I've written 3 top-rated books on living abroad. You can find them by scanning this QR code on your screen. 50th place, Pucón, nature's playground for retirees. With a population close to 30,000 people, Pucón is a gem in Chile's Araucanía region, often called the adventure capital of the country. Yet, it maintains a cozy, small-town charm. Nestled by Villarrica Lake, with the striking Villarrica volcano as its backdrop, this spot screams outdoor adventure. You might worry that a place with so much natural appeal would hit your wallet hard, but it's actually more affordable than you would expect. A 3-room apartment there can rent for as little as $609 a month outside the center, with total monthly expenses for a single retiree around $1,290. This covers essentials like utilities at about $128 for a decent-sized place, food costs with chicken at $6.12 per kilo, and local transportation. Pucón also offers a tight-knit community, plus endless access to lakes, volcanoes, and trails for active retirees. Here is a fascinating detail. There is a ski area nearby, Pucón Ski, where you can ski on the slopes of the active volcano Villarrica. For connectivity, Pucón links to Santiago via 9-hour bus ride, around $13 to $70 depending on the time, or seasonal flights from Pucón Airport nearby. Healthcare is reliable with facilities like CDI Pucón rated 4.7 stars for specific medical needs. A local shared that Pucón natural beauty and activities make every day feel special, but it can be crowded during holiday season. And there is a catch. The temperate climate brings heavy rain, especially in winter months like June to August, with up to 110 inches annually, so be prepared for wet days. 4th place, Valdivia, riverside riches at affordable prices. Valdivia, with approximately 150,000 inhabitants, is a city in southern Chile, known for its waterways and strong German heritage, giving it a cultural mix you won't find everywhere. This place sits along multiple rivers, shaping its laid-back vibe and unique character. German influence is visible in the old wooden buildings and local traditions, making it a standout spot for retirees seeking something different. Regarding costs, it's possible to rent a 3-room cozy wooden house in Valdivia for 400,000 pesos, the equivalent of $429. When factoring in food, utilities, and transport, the total monthly cost for a single retiree lands at around $1,039. That keeps you well under our $1,500 limit, leaving space for small extras. Valdivia's appeal goes beyond cost with its riverside walks, green parks, and events like Beer Fest that celebrate its heritage. The climate there is temperate with mild summers around 68 Fahrenheit, 20 Celsius in January. Rain is frequent, especially between May and August, with over 100 inches annually. Connectivity from Valdivia to the rest of the country is quite good. Buses to Santiago take around 10 hours, or you can fly from Pichoy Airport in just over 90 minutes. Locals appreciate the ballast there. One resident noted, open quote, Valdivia is green and walkable, highlighting how easy it is to enjoy parks and nearby nature reserves. There are also some downsides like the air quality in winter and some petty crime. With the next city, we start our top 3 of the best cities to move to and retire in Chile. 3. Villarrica, a small town serenity by the lake. Have you ever dreamed of retiring in a quiet lakeside town with volcano views, all while keeping your budget tight? With around 20,000 residents, Villarrica is a small spot in Chile's Lake District, offering a calm escape right in the heart of a scenic beauty. It's very close to the previously mentioned town of Pucón. This town sits near the active Villarrica volcano, giving you a front-row seat to nature's raw power without the chaos of larger places. Regarding expenses, a 3-room house in Villarrica rents for around $449 a month. When you add up food, utilities, and transport, the total monthly bill for a single retiree comes to about $1,059. That's well within our $1,500 limit, leaving room for little extras. This town setting near national parks and lakes make it a solid choice if you enjoy outdoor hobbies like walking or fishing. The weather in Villarrica features a temperate climate with cool winters and mild summers. Expect a fair amount of rain, especially from June to August, which can top 100 inches yearly. For infrastructure, healthcare options include Hospital Villarrica for general needs and Clínica Alemana Villarrica for more specific care. Getting to Santiago takes 8 to 10 hours by bus from the local terminal, or you can drive 45 minutes to Temuco's airport for a quicker flight. A local shared with us that Villarrica offers a quieter life compared to nearby tourist-heavy spots, which many retirees appreciate. However, there is a downside to note. During peak tourist seasons, petty theft can rise a bit, so keeping an eye on your belongings is a must. Second place, Viña del Mar, coastal elegance close to Santiago. Viña del Mar, with a population of approximately 330,000, is a coastal spot in central Chile, often called the Garden City for its blend of beach life and cultural offerings. This place combines urban living with the calm of the sea, making it a serious contender if you want a retirement that feels active yet relaxed. Despite being close to Santiago and being somehow of a beach resort, the prices are not that high, albeit higher than the other cities in this list. For expenses, rent for a one-bedroom apartment averages $588 a month, which is reasonable for a city of this caliber. Including food, utilities, and transport, the total monthly cost for retirees comes to about $1,359, so it's still under our $1,500 limit. Viña del Mar ranks high for its proximity to Santiago, strong healthcare options, and a lively scene with festivals and dining out that enrich daily life. The weathers offer a Mediterranean climate, with warm, dry summers. The Mediterranean weather is also considered the best to human life in general. It's pleasant most of the year, though winter brings some rain. Infrastructure stands as another strength. The city provides efficient public transport, including buses and a metro system linking to nearby Valparaíso. Shopping centers carry international brands, and healthcare facilities like Clínica Reñaca and Hospital Clínico Viña del Mar deliver quality medical care. Connectivity to Santiago is convenient too, with a 1.5 to 2 hour bus ride. A local gave us the following opinion, open quote, Viña del Mar might just be the most livable city in Chile, end quote. That said, there is a downside to consider. According to locals, crime levels are increasing, and while it is still a safe city, it's important to be aware of your valuables. Staying alert is necessary, especially in certain areas at night. And in fact, a lot of people told me about the rising crime in Chile. I lived there years ago, so I'm not sure if it's still as safe as it was. But tell me in the comment section, what do you think? Did it really get that bad compared to like 5 years ago? Okay, so the first place is La Serena, historical coast living for less. La Serena, home to about 200,000 people, is a coastal city in northern Chile, known for its colonial architecture and laid-back way of life. Founded back in 1544, it's one of the oldest cities in the country, and you can feel that history walking through its streets. You might assume a place that combines beautiful beaches, historic charm, and modern perks would cost a lot, but it fits our $1,500 limit with ease. For cost details, a 2-room apartment rents for just $428 per month. Adding food, utilities, and transport, and the total monthly cost for a single retiree comes to about $1,070. La Serena boasts a sunny climate, perfect for beach days, and its clear skies and low humidity make it a top spot for stargazing. Envision a balanced lifestyle, taking coastal walks under a sky that is almost always sunny. Weather-wise, expect mostly dry, sunny days with over 300 clear days a year. Infrastructure is also solid there. A new $278 million hospital with 673 beds is being built, offering specialized care like oncology. Travel to Santiago is easy too, with flights from La Florida Airport taking 90 minutes or buses in about 6 hours from $9 to $45. On a downside, a local told us that a wave of violent home robberies hitting the area, which is a real concern. Some areas like Las Compañías or La Antena are not recommended, especially at night, and public transport is not great either. $515. That's the monthly cost of living in this city. That is the full cost, with ocean views, year-round perfect weather, modern healthcare. That is 70% less than Miami, and also 77% less than San Diego. In 7 years living there, Americans save enough to buy a second home in cash. But could you live without Amazon Prime? Without drive-thrus everywhere? If you answer no, stop watching. But if cutting your retirement costs by 67% sounds appealing, I've done the work for you. I've measured the cost of living Peru's best retirement destinations, checked the opinions from locals, plotted the hospital ratings and quality scores for each city, analyzed weather patterns, airport access, and proximity to coastlines. Here is what surprised me. My first recommendation, my number one, is not the cheapest city. My two top picks cost slightly more, but offer something money simply can't buy. And one popular expat destination with beautiful beaches, I ranked it near the bottom for a reason most YouTube channels never mention. So let's explore Peru's 7 best cities for expats, starting with 7th place, Cusco. Oh, Cusco, you've seen the photos, you have heard the stories. Almost everyone who visits Peru makes a stop here for 2-3 days to see Machu Picchu. But what about living here year-round? Is the ancient Incan capital a practical retirement option? Let's look at the numbers. At $779 per month including rent, Cusco offers major savings compared to American cities. For that price, you can walk out your door to see colonial architecture that stood for centuries. But here is what most retirement videos never mention. Cusco sits at 11,152 feet above sea level. This creates a serious challenge. Altitude sickness affects more than half of all newcomers. Symptoms include headaches, nausea, and fatigue. While most people adjust eventually, the high altitude can worsen existing health conditions, a crucial factor for retirees. Speaking of health, Cusco's healthcare infrastructure scores a decent 6 out of 10. Not the best, but also not the worst. The Hospital Regional Cusco is one of Peru's best hospitals with 341 beds and 7 operating rooms. It's considered the 50th best equipped hospital in the country. Connectivity is also another point where Cusco is not bad, but also not among the best. The city has good air links with frequent flights to Lima, taking just over an hour from Alejandro Velasco Astete International Airport. But if you need to travel by car, you are looking at 19 to 20-hour drive to the capital. You are essentially landlocked in the mountains. The weather presents another not bad, not perfect factor. Temperatures rarely exceed 21 Celsius year-round, with the warmest months averaging just around 10 to 11 Celsius. There is also a distinct rainy season from November to March with significant precipitation. The tourism-dominated economy creates both benefits and drawbacks. English services are widely available, but popular spots and restaurants are often crowded with tourists. One major limitation: Cusco scores 0 out of 10 for coastal access. There are no beach days there, and the ocean is very, very far. Instead, you have views of the Andes Mountains, beautiful, but a significant lifestyle adjustment if you are dreaming of coastal living. Cusco is not for everyone. It's for those who prefer countryside over beaches. But for the right person, someone comfortable with mountain living, it offers an incomparable cultural experience at a fraction of US prices. And by the way, has a South America myself. I'm eager to do more videos about my continent. So tell me in the comment section which country you would want me to cover next. 60th place, Máncora. Máncora is next on our list, a beach town that's all about the classic retirement dream. Wake up to waves crashing with temperatures rarely dipping below 24 Celsius. That's the vibe Máncora's got going. A local summarized it to us why Máncora is so loved. Open quote, "Máncora has the coolest vibe of any place I have ever been. You can stay and eat for really cheap." End quote. At just $629 monthly, including rent, Máncora ranks as Peru's 60th best retirement destination. It scores perfect tens for both weather and coastal access. The climate is what people who enjoy warm weather would love. An average annual temperature of 26 Celsius with more than 300 sunny days per year. The town features some of Peru's best beaches with consistent surf breaks. But underneath Máncora's relaxed vibe, there is a tougher reality. Máncora scores just 3 out of 10 for healthcare infrastructure. There is only a small public hospital and a couple of private clinics like San Pedro Clinic and Medical Center Máncora. For serious health complications, patients typically get transferred to larger cities like Talara, Tumbes, or Piura, hours by car. Connectivity is also another challenge, scoring only 5 out of 10. The closest airport is in Talara, an hour drive away, with limited flight options to Lima. Perhaps most concerning is what local sources consistently report about security. The town is no longer considered safe, according to residents. In fact, the northern region of Peru generally faces issues with gang activity, creating risks that YouTube videos rarely address. While the $629 per month sounds attractive, the isolation means you pay higher prices for imported goods and have limited access to services retirees often need. The perfect climate and beaches make it a great vacation spot, but the data and opinions from locals suggest it's far from ideal as a retirement destination. The next city is completely different from Máncora in size, climate, and qualities. 50th place, Arequipa. Also called the White City because of its colonial buildings, made from a white volcanic stone called sillar. This city offers something different. It's not a coastal town. In fact, it's 2 hours from the closest beaches. But there are other distinct advantages. At $732 per month, including rent, Arequipa offers real savings, about 40% less than living in Lima, while still maintaining strong infrastructure. This combination of city amenities without the high price makes it attractive for people on fixed incomes. Healthcare is where Arequipa really shines, scoring an impressive 8 out of 10, with multiple private hospitals rated above 3 stars on Google Maps. Getting around from Arequipa is straightforward, earning a solid 7 out of 10 for connectivity. The Alfredo Rodriguez Bayón International Airport is just 8 kilometers from the city center, with multiple daily flights to Lima taking under 2 hours. Temperatures average between 14 to 22 Celsius year-round with minimal rainfall during most months, earning a 7 out of 10 score. The city experiences a wet season from January to March. The rest of the year is mostly dry, especially May through August. Unlike coastal options, Arequipa sits inland at 7,661 feet elevation, resulting in a 3 out of 10 score for coastal access. It's not that far, but not close either. The city's landscape is dominated by 3 impressive volcanoes, including the Misti. This is what a local told us about the city. Open quote. Arequipa is warmer, has a more relaxed vibe, and is less touristy. It's also cheaper than Lima. End quote. Arequipa ranks 50 because it offers excellent healthcare infrastructure, but lacks the coastal appeal that many retirees prioritize. 4th place, Lima. Capital comforts, but not that cheap. Landing at number 4 on our list is Peru's largest metropolitan area, with more than 10 million residents. This city offers everything you would expect from a major metropolis, but that comes with a price tag that keeps it from ranking higher. At $1,216 per month, including rent, Lima costs more than double our most affordable option. That is significant, but still represents 50 to 65% savings compared to similar coastal cities in the United States. A 1-bedroom apartment in the district of Miraflores, one of the most recommended places to live, costs around $523. Quieter, less upscale districts like Jesus Maria, Magdalena del Mar, or San Miguel offers even more affordable options. Lima earns a perfect 10 out of 10 for healthcare infrastructure. The city houses numerous high-quality private hospitals, including Clínica Anglo-Americana, Clínica San Felipe, and Clínica Ricardo Palma. Most expats choose international health insurance to access these private hospitals with their shorter wait times and modern equipment. Connectivity also scores a perfect 10 out of 10. Jorge Chávez International Airport sits just 8 kilometers from the city center, offering daily flights to all major Peruvian cities and to multiple international destinations. The Pacific coastline access earns another 10 out of 10, with popular districts like Miraflores and Barranco offering ocean views and beach access. Punta Hermosa Beach is just a 40-minute drive away, with summer water temperatures averaging 20 Celsius, comfortable for swimming. Lima's weather presents a surprising limitation. Despite the coastal location, a persistent marine layer locals call La Garua creates overcast conditions for months at a time. This brings high humidity, averaging 82% annually, and frequent fog. Despite the high humidity, Lima has very little rainfall. Talking about safety, it varies dramatically by district. Miraflores and San Isidro offers first-world security, but at premium prices. Meanwhile, many other areas struggle with significant crime issues. The huge differences between districts like Miraflores and Santa Anita makes district selection critical for safety. This is what a local told us. Open quote. Lima is like any other large city. It has its nice and ugly places. For the most part, the dangerous places are very minimal. Miraflores, San Isidro, and Barranco are very safe. End quote. Traffic congestion ranks among South America's worst, with locals describing heavy traffic as a major quality of life problem even in upscale neighborhoods. The data clearly shows why Lima ranks fourth despite its higher cost of living. For those who prioritize world-class healthcare, international amenities, and a cosmopolitan lifestyle over cost savings, Lima is a good option. Third place, Chiclayo. Coming at number 3, Chiclayo, a placement that might surprise many and will likely generate some debate in the comments. Known as the capital of friendship for its notably welcoming locals, this northern city offers a compelling balance of affordability and amenities that earned it a spot in our top 3. Here is an interesting fact. Chiclayo is the city where the newly elected Pope Leo XIV served as a bishop for the longest time. At just $745 per month, including rent, Chiclayo offers roughly 40% cost savings compared to Lima. A one-bedroom apartment typically costs around $311 to $374 monthly, leaving room in your budget for dining out and other activities. The healthcare situation scores 7 out of 10 with several good quality medical facilities. The Hospital Regional de Lambayeque ranks among the 15 best hospitals in the entire country. Connectivity is strong, scoring 8 out of 10. The Capitán Fap José Quiñones González International Airport sits just 2.5 kilometers from the city center. That's only a 6 to 10 minute drive. Daily flights to Lima take just over an hour and 20 minutes, making connections to international destinations straightforward. The weather is a major selling point, earning a 9 out of 10 score. Temperatures average between 20 to 29 Celsius year-round with remarkably low rainfall, annually just 0.29 inches. Chiclayo has a very dry climate. Even March, its wettest month, has less than half an inch of rain. Coastal access is another significant advantage. Located just 13 kilometers from the Pacific Ocean, Chiclayo scores a 9 out of 10 in this category. Beautiful beaches like Pimentel are within a 15-minute drive. Many of these coastal villages feature golden sands, and close to the beach you can find nice cevicherias, and you absolutely must try ceviche. However, there is an important drawback: safety concerns in some areas. While central, tourist-friendly areas remain relatively safe, the outskirts requires caution. This explains Chiclayo's third place ranking. It offers an excellent balance cost, amenities, and climate. Second place, Tacna. Now at number 2 on our list is this city just 35 kilometers from the Chilean border. Tacna offers the lowest cost of living in our rankings at just $515 per month, including rent. As I said in the beginning, that's 77% less than Miami or San Diego. This makes Tacna possibly the best financial value in all of Peru. The numbers tell a clear story. A one-bedroom apartment in the city center costs around $274 to $311 per month, leaving plenty of room in your budget for dining out, entertainment, and travel. Even with a modest pension or savings, you can live very comfortably here thanks to these remarkably low costs. But Tacna's position as a border town creates a unique advantage that goes beyond just affordability. With a proper private insurance, you get easy access to Chilean healthcare just across the border. This offsets the city's limited local medical infrastructure, which scores only 5 out of 10. Connectivity is a solid 7 out of 10. The Carlos Siriane Santa Rosa International Airport has between 6 to 7 daily flights to Lima, operated by 2 different airlines. The real advantage is access to Chile's transportation network, which opens up additional travel options. And by the way, I covered Chile in another video, so check it later. The weather scores an impressive 9 out of 10 with mild temperatures averaging 14 to 24 Celsius year-round in this desert climate. Annual precipitation is just 0.68 inches, and you will experience almost no rainfall most of the year. Located less than 1 hour from the Pacific Ocean, Tacna scores 8 out of 10 for coastal access. Beaches like Tomoyo Beach are within easy driving distance. One significant advantage rarely mentioned is Tacna's special economic zone status. It has reduced taxes and prices on electronics, clothing, and imported goods. The city lacks the hectic energy of Lima or Arequipa, creating a more relaxed experience every day. This is what a local told us. Open quote. Tacna is nice and more affordable than Cusco. The city attracts Chilean tourists for its cheap medical services, especially dentists and ophthalmologists." End quote. And that's why Tacna ranks second overall. Its unbeatable cost of living combined with good weather and coastal access outweigh its limited healthcare infrastructure. For budget-conscious retirees willing to trade some healthcare convenience for significant savings, Tacna offers exceptional value. First place, Trujillo, the complete package earning the first place. And finally, taking the number one spot in our list is Trujillo. Founded in 1534 and named after a city in Spain, this coastal gem combines colonial appeal with modern comforts to earn the top rank in our analysis. If you saw my video about the best places to travel during the Northern Hemisphere summer, you already know something about Trujillo. At $889 per month including rent, Trujillo isn't the cheapest option in Peru. It costs more than Tacna's bargain, $515 a month. But its balanced scores across all categories creates the strongest overall package for retirees. This is a case where paying a bit more gets you a better quality of life. The healthcare infrastructure scores 8 out of 10 with multiple private hospitals with good rates. According to our research, Trujillo offers quality healthcare in private clinics and hospitals with well-qualified doctors and up-to-date advanced technologies. The high complexity Hospital Virgen de la Puerta is one of the best evaluated in its category in the entire country. Patients praise its cleanliness and staff. Connectivity is excellent at 9 out of 10. The Capitán Fab Carlos Martínez de Pinillos International Airport sits just 6 miles from the city center, a 25-minute drive. Daily flights to Lima take only 1 hour and 20 minutes, and road travel is also possible, with the 550-kilometer journey to Lima taking about 8 hours and a half. The weather is nearly perfect, scoring 9 out of 10. Locals call Trujillo the City of Eternal Spring, for good reason. Annual precipitation is remarkably low at 0.21 inches with almost never a rainy season. Located by the Pacific coast, Trujillo scores a perfect 10 out of 10 for coastal access. Beautiful beaches like Huanchaco are just 13 kilometers away, a 15-minute drive. In Huanchaco, you can observe the traditional caballitos de totora, ancient reed boats used by local fishermen for centuries, while enjoying fresh seafood. The city offers rich cultural attractions including Chan Chan, the largest pre-Columbian city in South America, and the temples of the sun and moon for Necochea civilization. There is one significant drawback worth noting. Safety concerns in Peru's northern region require that you choose a good neighborhood. So Trujillo ranks first overall because it offers the most balanced combination of affordability, infrastructure, climate, and coastal access among all Peruvian cities. None are perfect, but Trujillo comes closest with strong scores across every category that matters. Your monthly car payment back home in the US, UK, Canada, or Australia costs more than the price to live like a millionaire in this villa in South America. I helped hundreds of expats to choose their place in South America, and this country still surprises me for many reasons. For example, in one of these 7 Colombian cities, you can live 72% cheaper than the average US cost of living, while accessing healthcare that outranks most American cities. I'm talking about cities where a 3-course restaurant meal costs $7, monthly rent is $350, and your total expenses are less than most Americans pay for rent alone. Where locals joke that foreigners always double-check restaurant bills because they can't believe how cheap everything is. But the most impressive thing of all, these are not small villages. These are vibrant, modern cities with all the amenities you need for an incredibly comfortable life. By the end of this video, this ranking of Colombia's best places to live will completely transform your perception of what is possible. The criteria used for this rank. The real secret lies in 6 specific factors that most people completely ignore when choosing their new destination. First, the cost of living measures how much your monthly budget stretches. Second, infrastructure and healthcare evaluate roads, internet speed, healthcare quality, and basic city services. Third, weather determines your daily comfort, and even if you enjoy warm weather, the humidity is a completely different beast. Fourth, safety measures crime rates and how secure you feel walking at night. As a South American myself, the first thing people ask me about my continent is if it is safe, and I always reply that it depends. Violence is not everywhere in Colombia. Some places are safe, so I use this factor to find these safer places. Fifth, connectivity examines airport access and transportation links. Many Colombian cities have quick connections to the US and Europe, and the sixth factor, quality of life, which is self-explanatory. So let's start with 7. Santa Marta. While tourists flock to Cartagena, smart expats discover this Caribbean gem that costs almost $300 less per month. Santa Marta sits between the Caribbean Sea and the Sierra Nevada mountains, giving you access to beaches and mountains in one location. You can wake up to ocean views and drive to mountain villages in under 2 hours. Locals told us that this city offers the authentic Caribbean experience with less crowds and lower prices. Authenticity comes in small daily things. For example, the vendors speak Spanish, not English. Restaurants' menus show local prices, not with expensive tourist markups. You eat where locals eat, not where cruise ships dock. A single person can live well there for about $826 per month, 16% less than living in Bogota. Here is how your money breaks down each month. $255 for rent in a downtown one-bedroom apartment, $77 for utilities like electricity and water, $250 for food, $31 for getting around town, and $124 for fun and eating out. The beaches are clean and beautiful, and you can visit Tayrona National Park without spending much. However, Santa Marta has its drawbacks. It's not among the most dangerous cities in Colombia, but still, petty theft is common, especially in tourist areas and isolated beaches. Violent crime dropped over 30% in recent years, but robbery and petty theft remain common. The Caribbean climate brings hot, humid conditions year-round. This is what an expat living in Santa Marta told us about the weather. Open quote. Since I arrived in early February, it has been sunny nearly every day and only rained a few times. When I start missing cooler weather, I just take a bus 1 hour to Minca, which is in the higher altitude rainforest at 710 meters, 2,000 feet. End quote. Simón Bolívar International Airport provides solid domestic connections to major Colombian cities, but most international travel requires going through Bogota. The expat community is small but getting bigger, even with some challenges. Santa Marta gives you a real Caribbean way of life that costs very little. And since we are talking about Latin American Caribbean, tell me in the comment section which other country in this region you would like me to cover in the next video. It's a pleasure to talk about the continent where I came from. 6th, Cartagena. Cartagena has old walls and colorful streets that look romantic and pretty. Stone forts protect the Caribbean coast, while horse-drawn carriages move through cobblestone streets, and the streets have balconies covered in bright flowers. Compared to Santa Marta, prices are higher there, but for some good reasons. The expat network is well built, with English-speaking doctors, international schools, and business connections that took years to create. You'll find American-style drugstores, European restaurants, and cultural events that mix Colombian culture with what foreigners expect. A single person needs $900 to $1,200 per month. Rent costs the most. You can find studios for less than $450 a month, but one-bedroom apartments cost between $600 to $850 per month. Living under $1,000 is possible outside tourist zones, in a modern studio or a one-bedroom apartment in decent state. Cartagena's infrastructure works well for international visitors. They have tourist police, medical services with English speakers, and things that feel familiar. Rafael Núñez International Airport has direct flights to Miami, Fort Lauderdale, New York, Canada, and Amsterdam. For healthcare, the Centro Hospitalario Serena del Mar ranked among the best hospitals in Colombia. However, the focus on tourism creates distinct problems. During peak cruise season, crowds and prices spike, restaurants and transport get costlier, and internet slows to around 8 megabytes per second. What feels charming low season becomes overwhelming when tourist crowds arrive. Street vendors target anyone who looks foreign, and restaurants in tourist zones often charge double what locals pay. This is what a Canadian living in Cartagena told us. Open quote. If you are white, you'll be a constant target for peddlers, and never seen as a true local. It's extremely hot and humid, which I found hard to live with. but I speak as a Canadian, so take it for what it is." End quote. 50th place, Armenia. This coffee triangle city is great for retirees or remote workers. It has what you need without the craziness of a big city. Armenia gives you small town peace and modern services. Your internet works there better than many major cities around the world because Armenia has the fastest average internet speed in the whole country. A 2024 report revealed an impressive average download speed of 206.79 megabytes per second. The city sits in the heart of coffee industry, surrounded by lush green mountains and perfect spring-like weather year-round. Armenia is one of the three major cities inside the worldwide famous Colombian coffee triangle. The other two are Pereira and Manizales. A single person lives there for around $747 monthly, with the most frugal budgets managing on $600 to $700. Healthcare access comes through Hospital Departamental Universitario del Quindio San Juan de Dios, ranked 41 in the country, providing solid local medical care for retirees and expats. Armenia's location provides easy access to beautiful landscapes, thermal hot springs, and some of Colombia's most lovely small towns. The Coffee Triangle region is generally considered one of Colombia's safety areas, with low crime rates and friendly locals. However, Armenia's small size means fewer international amenities and a smaller expat community than major cities. You won't find extensive English-speaking services available in larger cities, so it's extremely recommended that you learn Spanish. Fourth, Manizales. This is one of the few cities that locals describe it as safe for us. This is what one resident told us. Open quote, "Manizales is safe. You generally only see students walking around in the most public spaces. You don't live in constant fear. There is a strong police presence too." End quote. And it makes sense. Manizales is notable for its unique university atmosphere, which helps create genuine friendships with locals who want to practice English. The students from Universidad Nacional de Colombia and Universidad de Caldas actively seek English conversation partners, creating natural opportunities for connections. Additionally, the local paisa culture is famously warm and welcoming. Manizales earned the nickname La Ciudad de las Puertas Abiertas, the city of open doors, because residents genuinely embrace foreigners. A single person lives on $700 to $1,000 monthly, with the university presence keeping costs reasonable since student demand creates budget-friendly options for housing and competitive service prices. Your monthly budget covers a nice apartment for $385, groceries for $180, utilities for $70, and entertainment for $150. Manizales sits on mountainous terrain with stunning views and pleasant weather that locals call eternal spring. The cooler version of this climate offers comfortable daytime temperatures without oppressive heat or humidity. The city's unique public cable car system helps residents navigate the steep terrain, making transportation both practical and scenic. Healthcare access comes through two nationally ranked hospitals, Hospital Universitario de Caldas at 22 and Hospital Departamental Universitaria Santa Sofia de Caldas at 36, providing above-average medical care for residents. However, Manizales has one significant drawback that affects travel-loving expats. Airport connectivity is limited, with La Nubia Airport suffering frequent weather-related closures due to fog, forcing travelers to seek alternatives for reliable departures. Third place, Pereira. For expats concerned about travel, Pereira offers some of Colombia's most convenient airport connections. Matecania International Airport offers direct international flights to New York and also to Panama City, where you can connect to the vast network of Copa Airlines with flights to multiple destinations in America. Or you can book a direct flight to New York and be there in less than 6 hours instead of spending an entire day traveling through Bogota. The city balances small town affordability with big city convenience. Its population of 500,000 is large enough for shopping centers, diverse restaurants, and urban amenities, yet is small enough to avoid major traffic and stress. A local told us this, open quote, "I left Medellin for Pereira and really enjoyed it. Lots of cafes and bars and restaurants. Stay Pinares, nice neighborhood. Plus you have Cocora Valley nearby too." End quote. The direct flights plus the efficient Megabus rapid transit system offer seamless mobility. Pereira also has a cable car system, which is called Mega Cable. A single person lives comfortably on around $841 monthly while enjoying modern amenities and natural beauty. Your budget stretches incredibly far there. Rent for a decent apartment in a good neighborhood starts around $256, while upscale units with amenities cost approximately $512. Internet speeds average 140 megabytes per second, making remote work completely viable. Healthcare ranks high, with Hospital Universitario San Jorge de Pereira being the third best public hospital in the country, according to a 2024 ranking. There, you can access modern shopping and dining while still being surrounded by the coffee farms and pleasant climate the region is famous for. Popular neighborhoods like Pinares provide comfortable social environments where expats connect easily. Pereira's balance of affordability, connectivity, and quality of life make it an excellent choice for expats. Second place, Bucaramanga. They call it La Ciudad Bonita, the beautiful city, but its main draw for expats is a high quality of life on a budget of $600 to $700 monthly. Bucaramanga offers safety, healthcare, and modern infrastructure without premium prices. While often overlooked, the city provides excellent amenities, a result of decades of good urban planning and community collaboration that shows in every clean street and well-maintained parks. You get organized infrastructure, efficient public transportation through the Metro Lima system, and a single person can live comfortably with $1,000 and can live decently in the $600 to $700 range. The total monthly cost for a frugal person, excluding rent, can be as low as $310, with rent at $178, illustrating the true bottom line affordability. The city is widely regarded as one of Colombia's safest, with clean streets, organized infrastructure, and low crime rates. Expats choose neighborhoods like Cabeceira, Sotomayor, and El Prado for their high level of safety and amenities. The calm demeanor of residents create a secure environment where you can feel okay. Bucaramanga is located in the Santander department, where you can find some of the best medical facilities in Colombia. The Hospital Internacional de Colombia and its Cardiovascular Institute provide medical care that is considered 5-star by international standards. The pleasant year-round climate, with temperatures between 68 Fahrenheit 20 Celsius and 82 Fahrenheit 28 Celsius, keep utility costs low. Palo Negro International Airport offers direct flights to Fort Lauderdale, Miami, and Panama City, solving connectivity concerns while maintaining affordability. A local described the city to us in very nice terms. Open quote. I think Bucaramanga is a great city. It's safe, clean, it has nice weather, tons of parks. It also has the most consolidated middle class in the whole country, good food, and the city keeps growing. I see a great future for that place. End quote. However, Bucaramanga's perfection comes with one trade-off. It's not as internationally known. This means a smaller expat community, but also that you experience authentic Colombian culture without tourist inflation. First place, Medellin, the best city to live in Colombia. Many expats find Medellin a matched urban experience justifies the higher cost. The city changed from a violent place to a lively, world-class center. This amazing change earned it the title of most innovative city. Now it attracts expats and digital nomads who love its energy and new ideas. People go there for its modern services and great weather, and the city has a modern metro system, the only one in Colombia. Additionally, it has cable cars that connect the valley to hillside neighborhoods. And it's a very green city, like a resident described it to us. Open quote. The city is gorgeous in some areas and run down in others, like most places in the world. You are surrounded by beautiful mountains, and plants and trees are everywhere. The city is very, very green, and it's tranquil. I love the scenery, to be honest. End quote. A basic expat budget goes around $1,095, which I know kind of contradicts the idea of this video, but it's a very small difference. To live comfortably, it costs something between $1,200 and $1,800 per month. This makes it more expensive than other places, but it's still very cheap compared to Western prices. Living outside popular expat areas like El Poblado and Laureles costs less. Spending more lets you live in the best locations. The weather stays like it always is spring. The temperature stays around 77 Fahrenheit, 25 Celsius. And the city has a world-class public transport system that integrates subway lines, buses, trams, and cable cars, and this system matches any major international city. Healthcare infrastructure is also impressive. Hospital Pablo Tobón Uribe ranks 3rd in the country, and Hospital Universitario San Vicente ranks 6th. The large expat community provides English-speaking services, international restaurants, and familiar amenities that are useful to not feel isolated. Innovation hubs and digital nomad communities make Medellin perfect for remote workers and entrepreneurs. There are over 40 co-working spaces catering to this demographic, fostering creativity and collaboration. Now, Colombia is not the only good place in the world where you can live on $1,000 or less. In fact, there are 4 countries that I personally saw the good life that you can afford on such budget. 2 are in Europe and 2 in South America. You can discover more about them by clicking this video here on your left. I'm sure 3 of them will surprise you. And join my Patreon for all the sources, charts, and maps from our videos, plus a chat so I can answer your questions. Tier 2 includes my top 3 books on living and returning abroad. Scan the QR code today.